one, it's a everyday living tendency, and ain't faced by hating, it makes me increase my intensity.
YouTube world, what's good? What it do? What it good? What it do? Everybody, what's good, YouTube world? You know what it is, the one man, 4,000 flavor of DFW sports. Your super fan from the DFW land. Represent the only way and only possible. Represent for all DFW sports in the Metroplex and love to talk sports as well. Y'all know what's the deal, man, around these times. Go ahead, hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. Follow me on X at Drewski Selfmade. All the social medias we got posting up around here, man. Maybe some fun times around the DFW. I maybe can get to some of the point of some of your favorite teams that's around this way of the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas, Lone Star State area. Man, I got some things to get up off my chest of DFW sports. Try to get back to some of these Hump Day Wednesday editions, going live, trying to figure out how we're going to keep content coming at all times around here, man. I got some things to get off my chest. Want to talk about Texas Rangers post-game, game 2 against the Minnesota Twins as they took an L tonight. That'll be the first topic, followed by the Dallas Mavericks, Jason Kidd. The Mavericks denied the request to the New York Knicks for the interview of Jason Kidd for the head coaching job for the Knicks. Talk some about that and where the Mavericks go after that. Also looking at the rundown, what else we got? Talking about some Dallas Cowboys as the mini camp has opened up for the season as they got going on. Want to go over some of the notes that I done seen going through, some of the notes on the social media and on the Dallas Morning News about things that's going on in mini camp, especially starting with Michael Parsons, his activity being in mini camp. And then you got Trayvon Diggs, the issues that's going on with him of not being around the facility like he's supposed to, and he's about to fork over a good chunk of change. But we got some things going with that as well. Want to talk a little bit more about the Dallas Stars and their offseason as their head coaching search still continues, and just what went wrong for Pete DeBoer and the Dallas Stars going down his termination for the ownership to not want to let him go through his last year of his contract. And as well, right now, we got live right now the Dallas Wings versus the Phoenix Mercury. Satu Sabali is back in action against her former team, but Paige is back in action tonight as well. Oh, great Euro step, Paige. I see you, Paige. Get you some. P5. Mercury are up 36-34 against the Dallas Wings. Dallas Wings 1-9 right now. Yeesh. It's a tough thing. It's a tough thing going on, man. Let's turn the comment section on one time before we get up into the chat and see what some things that's going on. Like I said, I got a good rundown. Got the Rangers post game 2 against the Minnesota Twins. We'll talk some Dallas Mavericks as Jason Kidd will stay the head coach for the breakaway. Easy transition. She turned it over. Damn it. She turned it over to an easy transition, and then she got her stuff swatted. Good Lord. Wings need a lot of help. What up, little CJ? What's good, bro? Are you watching the finals right now? Keep me updated because I'm keeping tabs of the score right now while I'm looking at, the Wings right now trying to salvage anything. But I see it's dead locked. You got you a bomb burner up in here in the finals. So keep it locked right there. We can always talk about that as well, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But, man, let me jump into it. Let's go to the diamond one time real quick, man. My ragged-ass Texas Rangers, man. Ooh, Lord. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Let me get right. All right. So, man, if you ain't already been paying attention, I've been trying to do a little bit more shorts and stuff, things like that coming around that nature, trying to keep up with everything, just trying to keep content flowing, keep content moving. But, bruh, Rangers yesterday put a big smile on my face as they took game one from the Minnesota Twins 16-4. All 9 batters had hits contributed. Evan Carter has been on a tear here the last 3 games, and Marcus Semien continues to, hey, I put it on X in the Texas Rangers, tweet box, post box, like, bro, everybody who was just as loud with their, criticism of Marcus Semien while he was struggling, better be singing his praises just as loud while he's on this hot streak. Now that's me saying, look, I know he struggled. He deserved his criticism. I get it. He deserved it. But at the same time, he deserves his praise as it's going on now, because that dude has been on a very much tear. For real, for real. When I say he's been on a tear, he has been on a tear. Now, the Rangers got killed by basically one dude today for the Minnesota Twins, and that was, what's his name? Byron Burton? Whatever his name is, but Byron, he killed us today as he went 3 for 3, 3 RBIs, had a home run, a stolen base, walk. He had a hellacious outfield play that robbed Marcus Semien of possibly 2 extra RBIs. Like, Marcus Semien he's been on it. End of the first quarter. End of the first half. End of the first half, Wings trail 42-35. They started to let that last little period get away from them as, they're just trying to put it together. And Page is being what it is. But back to the Rangers. We'll get to that in a second. But back to the Rangers, you look at it, you were like 16 runs, 17 hits. Oh, y'all was raking at the bats, you know what I'm saying, at the plate for sure. This is the Texas Rangers that we missed. That was the onslaught that they put on yesterday that we haven't seen since the championship season in 2023. I think the last time he said was June or something. It was damn near to the date of 2023 where they was putting out runs like that. But that's where we've been missing. And you always kept saying, if the pitchers are not on their A game, can the Rangers offensive lineup actually do something and get something going? Well, today it started out good. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? It started out good. You got on base and, did all that. I believe Josh Smith, he was really the one who got on base. And then your boy Marcus Semien Marcus Semien started it. You right. Marcus Semien started basically the continuation of game one in the second inning when he hit a solo home run. I think it was like his second or third. I think it was his second pitch at bat. At the second pitch, he launched that boy into the upper deck. Hey, Minnesota, they got a beautiful park, bro. The baseballs travel in that ballpark. Beautiful ballpark, but bro, if you're a pitcher that's not on your game, that baseball is traveling. But like I said, Marcus Semien, 4 at-bats, he got 1 hit, but he did get robbed of a hit by Byron, who was basically the man of the game for the day. But Marcus Semien hit another shot that it could have easily fell in and brought in 2 more base runners. This could be a whole different game, but, credit to the defense of Byron and his game that he had. He really saved the game. That could have possibly turned the whole game right there. But it also started in the third inning. The Rangers got back up there and they ended up working bases. And then you get Evan Carter to get him a hit going up in there. And then all of a sudden, here comes Josh Smith RBI to basically put the Rangers up 2-0. But then comes right in the bottom of the third. And the starting pitching, we said this was the strong suit of the Texas Rangers. Well, last couple of outings, they've been getting dinged up a little bit. It started yesterday, even though the Rangers put up 16 runs, which it was needed. And it was well-deserved because Tyler Mahle was a pitcher that, as well as he's been pitching, he has not been getting the run support. He could easily have about 8 wins, 9 wins easily. But, not getting some run support is really costing him and, his stat record right there. But he struggled yesterday. It was by far his worst start of the season. But even though that happened, it was still only 4 runs he gave up, and the Rangers were able to give run support. Coming into today's game 2, Jack Leiter takes the mound. Jack Leiter wasn't doing too bad until he got in trouble into the third inning, and it just started with the Byron guy, bro. He was just crushing him. He crushed him, hit him with a 2-run homer. Hit him with a 2-run homer, bro. And that one, I don't want to say it broke the bat, but it just put a damper and put pressure back on the Texas lineup, who's like, okay, they done put up runs. That's more than us right now. Now we actually got to answer the call. And after that third inning, the Rangers, I think all the way to about the 8th inning, they got that. Those 3 hits they had in those first 3 innings, that was all they had to the 8th inning. I think it was, about the 7th or 8th inning. Then here come Evan Carter, got to get the hits to come in. You know what I'm saying? Evan Carter was the main one drilling in some stuff as he went 2 of 3. He took a walk, but he also got gypped today in a call that kind of sees I don't want to say it sees momentum of the Rangers rally, but it damn sure put a bad damper into it, where after Evan Carter ended up getting a single, got him a single, sitting on base. He's looking like he's getting ready to steal, and the pitcher does a funny, he does one of them Houdini, he hoodwinked him, and he balked. He balked, but all the umpires seemed to miss it. Basically got Evan Carter caught down in a rundown, and he got threw out. And after that, the Rangers just couldn't really rally after that. They couldn't have nothing else to go, and Evan Carter did come back up to the bat, and he was still able to do something. But other than that, I mean, Josh Smith, Marcus Semien, and Evan Carter was your only people participating in today's game and getting hits. Also, Jonah Heim did have 2 hits as well, but what hurt the Rangers the most today was they just couldn't cash in with runners in scoring position. And like I said, after the 3rd inning, they really didn't get much more hits until about the 7th inning anyway. So they took a long period of time where they seemed like they basically reverted back to the same old Texas Rangers, where they're not going to hit and not going to put up too many runs. So what happened was a combination of both things today. The starting pitcher Jack Leiter couldn't give you 5 innings. He only went 4 innings. Let's look at the pitching staff numbers right here. Jack Leiter only gave you 4 innings, gave up 5 hits and 4 earned runs, man. Walked 4 batters. The walks really what killed him today. Basically, his command was not on par what you would like for it to be. That hurt for him. Jacob Latz came in relief, and he didn't do too much better, as he looks like he's in fatigue right now, but came in 1 inning, gave up 3 hits and 2 earned runs. That was basically your ball game for the Texas Rangers right there, as the lineup was not able to capitalize and able to, make this worth the game after that, as the team left 6 on base. Really tough night for the pitching staff. Really a tough night all the way around for the Texas Rangers. Just it sucks, because as great as what you saw last night on Tuesday, tonight, you're like, it leaves you a little bit more disappointed, just because you're starting to see your starting pitching starting to get hit on. That's the bad part. What I say, starting pitching can at least go 5+ innings, at least 5 innings, 2 runs, at worst 3. Now they're starting to give up 4 runs, barely making 5, maybe 4 innings. That's between the Tyler Malley and, Jack Leiter. Who's on the mound tomorrow? Patrick Corbin will be on the mound tomorrow. And last time we saw Patrick Corbin in his last start, he damn near pitched the perfect game for the Texas Rangers. Not a perfect game, but a complete game. Damn sure with a shutout. So let's see if he can, let's see if he's fresh enough to possibly eat some innings up, as we're going to need it, because with Nathan Eovaldi being out, the last thing you need to do is, exert your pitching staff. That's the last thing you need to do. But the Rangers have made a couple moves, especially regarding there's been a lot of news going on regarding their closer situation, because at one point Luke Jackson was the closer for the Rangers at the beginning of the season. That has dropped. Now he done move Robert Garcia into that position, and he's still not sure about that. Chris Martin, we thought could be that guy, but there's a lot of uncertainty going on with him. But yesterday, the Texas Rangers did agree with a deal to sign former All-Star closer Craig Kimbrel to a minor league contract, and he's getting ready to start minor league play here probably in the next week to get up to speed to see if he can help this Texas Rangers closing situation, where basically you have another guy that can come in and try to close, and you have another guy that you bump Robert Garcia, you bump him out of the closer role, and you can basically make him another relief pitcher, because you're going to need some you're going to need some arms in the bullpen right now, probably more than you need a closer, just for the simple fact that until this offensive lineup can consistently get going, like I said, if the Rangers bats could be average, this could be a whole different story. But if you mean to tell me that these bats are just going to continue to do, the offense is going to continue to put up the output that they do when they're losing like they are, then I would be more worried about the bullpen, so you can actually try to save your starting pitchers. That's basically how I see it going. But they did sign Craig Kimbrel to a minor league contract. Former All-Star, 37-year-old, a 9-time All-Star closer. Basically, last season with Baltimore wasn't that good, as he gave a 5.33 ERA in 57 games for Baltimore last year, which ran him out of there. So, what good does this do? Like I said, you're not going to get a young arm somehow, some way, without coming off a lot of coins. So, should the Rangers have made that move for Josh Hader? We didn't know. We don't know. But they keep trying to want to go with these veteran arms, knowing that it's a possibility that these veteran arms can break down on them before they can get going. You see what's going with Chris Martin, a couple of outings. He come out there trying to do some things, and in one pitch, he out of there. So this is something that the Rangers organization is really banking their hat on. This was a gamble that they were playing with in the beginning of the season, and it's something that it seemed like they're going to keep trying to rotate and gamble with, but I think they're just more focused on what can they do for the offensive lineup and how can they keep their starting pitchers fresh right now. And I'm not too obliged by that idea, but it is something that has got to look forward to. Like I said again, Rangers revert back to the old, I don't want to say old Rangers, but they revert back to the Rangers that we get mad about, especially offensively. So I hate that. Of course, little CJ. What's the score? What's the score? Indiana 107-100 right now. Okay. He says Shea Gilchrist Alexander getting shackled up. He getting shackled up. I might have to give me some more of that high quality H2O, yo. Like, for real. Damn, what happened to my banners, fam? What's going on around here, man? The internet done you update your system and all that type shit, and then you got bugs still up in that motherfucker. What's the deal, yo? You know what I'm saying? What's the deal, yo? But I gotta take it to the Dallas Morning News as the Texas, as I continue Texas Ranger talk, as some more news is coming in. Nathan Eovaldi. We spoke about Nathan Eovaldi. Sean McFarland of the Texas of the Dallas Morning News Texas beat writer is basically reporting that the Texas Rangers are opting for cautious, patient approach with Nathan Eovaldi's injury. So he basically, right-hander pitcher Nathan Eovaldi returned to Arlington for more diagnostics on his injured arm. Quote from Bochy, "We just want to cover ourselves." Bochy said he's making progress, maybe not quite as fast as he would like or is hoping, but he is making progress. Basically, since the start of May 27th, Nathan Eovaldi has been out with a triceps tightness, been placed on the IL. Ever since then, he is eligible to being reinstated from the injured list Friday, but Bochy expects him to need a little bit more time on it. I told you it'd be about 2 starts. I said really 3 to be safe, but then again, there is some kind of lack of trust with the reports coming from the Rangers organization when it comes to their starting pitching. It started with Jacob deGrom in 2023. But I don't want to spit no bad juju or anything like that. What was in the past is the past. Let's just go on. But as Sean McFarland continues of this, the 34-year-old's next turn in the rotation would be Saturday against the White Sox, which that's a game I had to move from at Globe Life Field. The Rangers used rookie right-handed Kumar Rocker to fill Evaldi's place last Wednesday against the Tampa Bay Rays. Opted for a bullpen game to fill his Sunday game against the Washington Nationals. Bochy said Tuesday that the team has not yet decided how they will proceed for his next start, and said that bullpen usage this week will in part determine it. So if their starting pitching rotation keeps getting blown up, then it look like you're going to be in a hefty amount of trouble. But we got some more injury news about pitching, Rangers pitching coming here from the Dallas Morning News. Also, as Sean McFarland writes, Texas Rangers beat writer for the Dallas Morning News, writes about Jake Burger's basically his rehab process from his injury. His article says Jake Burger seems comfortable in DH spot for Texas with Jock Peterson on the men. So Jake Burger, as you see, Josh Smith has been playing more first base, and Jake Burger has been basically fulfilling that DH role. So what does that mean for Jock Peterson coming back? A guy who basically was not a guy you picked up in the offseason when you traded for Nathaniel Lowe. Basically, Jake Burger and Jock Peterson are the two players that you're trying to replace Nathaniel Lowe with. And you, in the beginning of the season, you weren't getting, from none of the lineup, but you weren't getting much production from both of these players. Jake Burger has actually caught on a little bit much more fire from about the last part of May all the way on to. I'm not saying that he's been like lights out, but he has gave you production. Jock Peterson, I don't know, man. I don't know. I told you, I don't know what you're going to really do with him. But Sean McFarland did write, Texas Rangers first baseman Jake Burger certainly has. He started designated hitting Tuesday. He just seems comfortable. DH and Rangers manager Bruce Bochy says some guys don't want to DH, but he's done a good job at it, so we're going to keep him there. This is Bruce Bochy talking. Bochy said that Burger's defense has been too good at first base to keep him at designated hitter long term, and acknowledged that he will return to the field soon. But while the club rotate players through the designated hitter position in the wake of Jock Peterson's broken hand, Burger functions as a plus option. Let's see. Basically, Jake Burger basically entered yesterday's game with a 6-for-12 line and 2 home runs at designated hitter this season. The Rangers have gotten a league worst 521 OPS out of the designated hitting position this year. Jock Peterson, who had a 507 OPS before he fractured his wrist, did drag that number down significantly. Bochy believes that the players who succeed in the role are the ones that can become accustomed to all the free time in between innings. Then once you do, you like it, Bochy said with a smile, sign me up for it in the next life. DHing, that'll be a perfect job. It looks like the lineup's getting a little bit full, even if Jock Peterson can come back from that broken hand. What it looked like. You said Shea 8 of 18. Good Lord. What's the deal? Come on, Wings. Do not get blown out in this, man. Y'all need some momentum going into this. Under 2 minutes, 110, 104. Let's go, Indy. Let's go, Indy. Let's go, Indy. Man, I do miss her too, Sably, though. I do miss her. Damn it. Back to the Texas Rangers. What else news we got? I saw something else. Let's see what we got. The update on Cody Bradford. Remember, I told you Cody Bradford sooner or later is going to come around this part. He's going to come around these parts. Rehab assignment for Texas Rangers Cody Bradford will be sooner than you think. This is another article by Sean McFarland, Texas Rangers beat writer for the Dallas Morning News. Bruce Bochy is basically saying sooner than you can expect. Bradford has been sidelined, but threw a 22-pitch live bullpen before Wednesday's game against the Twins and looked really good, Bochy said. Bradford will pitch 2 innings the next time that he faces hitters. Once you throw a live, you're close, Bochy said. He's going to throw another one, and we'll see where we're at. Bochy said the Rangers will be flexible with Bradford's rehab, but expects him to be stretched out to 5 innings and able to start a game by Independence Day, July 4th. Mark that date. That is where Bochy is basically given a good period of time. So he's still a whole month out. He's still about three weeks out. It's a too sobly, man. Girl, I wish you could have still stayed. Oh, but they get the turnover. She almost traveled. Go bring it up, P5. Bring it up, P5. They doubling her. Somebody come help her. Oh, don't tell me you hurt. Bro, she looked tired. Paige looked tired as fuck. Back to Cody Bradford. Be flexible innings and able to start a game by July 4th. That may require as many as 4 rehab starts. Bradford made just 3 rehab appearances last year until the Rangers initially brought him back out of the bullpen. The Rangers also expect right-hander starter Nathan Eovaldi, who's been on the injured list with right posterior elbow inflammation, to throw a bullpen this weekend at Globe Life. Eovaldi returned to Arlington before the start of the Twins series for that diagnosis that we talked about. At first, that's just troubling sign, and this is what a Texas Ranger fan you did not want to see, because you're like, bruh, it's the last thing we need. Our starting pitching has been holding it down for us, and them to basically get burnt out and blow out of gas. Fresh article by Sean McFarland as we continue on the Texas Rangers talk right here. He's writing that that guy now closes games for the Rangers. That guy had always envisioned himself in the role, but simultaneously couldn't have imagined a legitimate path toward it. Talking about Robert Garcia. Robert Garcia doesn't want to indulge on the past as intriguing as it might be. He waited patiently for his opportunity. Like I said, he's been in a closer role here lately. So 2. Why you? I'd have to read a little bit more about this article. Pacers winning, yo. Pacers winning? Or did they win? Let me check the score. 35 seconds left, 112, 105. There we go, Pacers. There we go, Pacers. So, like I said, speaking of the Texas Rangers, that's probably about much of that all I can talk about is what they got going on right there. And then, like I said, it's just a struggle a continuation of struggle of this lineup, bro. They're just not consistent. And it's starting to suck because you're starting to see the arms, the pitching staff starting to get a little bit banged up. And like I said, you're not getting Cody Bradford until at least another 3 weeks. Still haven't heard word on John Gray. You might not see John Gray to the end of July. So somehow, some way, they got to make it happen. Nathan Eovaldi, the Rangers believe that he could have possibly start Saturday, but most likely out of precaution, they're gonna take a little bit longer with him, and there's no shame in that. There's no shame. I can totally understand why they would want to do that. So I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. Only they got to find more ways to make it happen. And with them signing Craig Kimbrell, with them signing them, that shows me, look, they got to get more bullpen rotation, bullpen arms, because it looks like it's going to be a couple of games where they're going to have a bullpen rotation day. It'll be a bullpen game, so they got to see what to do. There you go, P5. Late night game for the Wings. Look at Paige playing defense, too. Satu Sabli. Miss him. Right at the free throw line, she bricked it. Dejanay Carrington. Pass it. How was that offensive foul? Come on, man. Set your feet. Set your feet. But yeah, man, the Rangers right now struggling right now. They're sitting fourth in the West. You don't like it. They're 4 games under 500, but at the same time, as bad as it's been, they're 4.5 games out of first place of the AL West. That's about as most positive as I can be for you right there. They're still in contention. They're still just a couple of win streaks away from actually making noise. Now, I hate that we're under the Angels, the Halos, but at the same time, you're only 4.5 games back. You just got to get some offensive consistency. And like I told you, if they could at least be average, they would be all right. They could be all right. But until then, all else wells and then all else fails, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my bad. I done took myself away. My bad. But yeah, man, I don't know about the Texas Rangers, bro. A lot of people don't want to give up on them, and I get it. I get it, but I don't know. I can't call it right there. I can't call it right there, and I don't want to call it right there. You know what I'm saying? He said Pacers won. I take that to the bank. Okay, see some foul. So you saying instead of playing basketball, they play the game to get the fouls and stuff like that. They want to win the line. They want to win the game at the free throw line. Type ish. Some bullsmith. Oh, what's up for my next topic? Who we gonna talk about? Oh, why not? Since it's basketball, why not talk about some Dallas Mavericks, huh? Why not talk about some Dallas Mavericks? Why not talk some Dallas Mavericks up in here? Yeah, let's talk some Dallas Mavericks up in here. Now, a lot of people. Oh, Jason Kidd can go. He ain't that good of a coach. He wasn't that good. I mean, he probably had something to do with Luka. He can go, and Nico can go, and all. You know, look, ain't nothing. There's nothing anybody is gonna say or that you could do to basically say Luka will not be missed. And this is coming from a guy who is still rooting dead hard for the Mavericks. Like, bro, going to the AAC, bro, I done said this time and time. It is a different feeling there. But for me, I represent what's on the front of the jersey and not what's on the back. So that's just me. Even though I got nothing but dirt jerseys around this thing, you know what I'm saying? Don't judge. That's a guy that came through all the way, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, this was I don't even know why it was I don't even think it was that much speculation, to be honest with you. It wasn't no speculation for me. I knew Jason Kidd would stay here as a Dallas Mavericks head coach, just for the simple fact, bro, they just gave him an extension last year. Just gave him extension, and if you was gonna get Jason Kidd, it was gonna come at a compensation price that I know that they ain't really ready to do. They wouldn't. The Knicks wasn't ready to give up some assets for a head coach like that after they didn't already did that for Mikal Bridges. they weren't in no position to be trying to give up some future stuff for. So nah. And then, yesterday the Mavericks basically brought in a coach that's close to Jason Kidd that he really wanted to make sure he took care of on his staff. They basically promoted him, extended him and all that type stuff. So that was the writing on the wall saying, nah, they're keeping this coaching staff intact. And they got to the presser and was like, look, we are denying y'all to talk to Jason Kidd. Which that should have been did. That should have been did once they heard they had interest. Once the Knicks had interest for him, that should have been nipped in the bud anyway. You shouldn't even left it for speculation. But yet again, here we are. The Mavericks trying to, get some of that Dallas media pub, trying to steal it from Jerry Jones on some another tip. I will get on that in a second. Come on, Wings, battle back. Battle back. Wings down 55-47 right now to the Phoenix Mercury. Damn, I miss it too sobbly. I really do. Wings battle back. Battle back. Here come this small ball that they're playing. But Jason Kidd, bro, I mean, say what you want. The dude, you might not like how he sits there and watches the game a little bit too much. His lineups during sometimes going down the stretch are highly questionable. We know this. But damn, bro. He has done and this kind of ties it what's going on with Pete DeBoer in the same breath. But I mean, Jason Kidd, what made the Mavericks for sure want to stick with him. This is me before it get to player, relationships and all that type of stuff. For me, it was, bro, there were nights that the Mavericks were playing with literally 7-8 guys, bro. 7-8 guys, bro. And giving teams all they want. And they were winning some games. They played hard. They lost games, but they won games with those type of rosters, bro. That says something about coaching right there, bro. Yes, it does. This team had no business being in the play-in tournament. But for the simple fact that the Phoenix Suns, they flamed out worse than we did, was a reason we got up in there. And Wings transition defense not that good. They still down by 10. Man, y'all can't work Page to death like that. Come on, Enrique. Come on with it. Come on with it, Enrique. Good job. That's a blocking foul. That's a blocking foul. Bro, Paige got 25 right now. She's the only one carrying weight. As I'm tweeting right now. Yeah, man. Come on now. Y'all got to help her out. Like, quick. But yeah, I put in a short yesterday about Jason Kidd, basically how I had the feeling that he was going to stay. But today's article by Mike Curtis, Dallas Mavericks beat writer for the Dallas Morning News, basically said clarity about Jason Kidd's status with the Dallas Mavericks had finally been revealed after a week of speculation. The Mavericks have no interest in losing their head coach. Basically, this morning on Wednesday, denied a request from the New York Knicks to interview Kidd for the head coaching job. While the Mavericks officially denying the Knicks to speak with Kidd is a good sign, he'll remain in Dallas. Basically, another thing is you keeping Jason Kidd in Dallas, you have the possibility to make sure you keep Kyrie to opt in, or basically re-sign with the Dallas Mavericks, because him and Jay Kidd are they like that. They real cool like that. And I told y'all in this NBA Finals that coaching was gonna make them. It's gonna make a difference in this whole series. And Rick Carlisle done it before. A team that was more talented than his. Last time I checked in 2011, a team that was more talented than his, but he coached them better. And the rest is history. We know what we talking about. We know what we talking about. Well, we about 40 minutes in. Okay, so while the Mavs basically it's a good sign that he'll remain in Dallas. A team's pursuit of a coach doesn't have to end because of a rejected interview request. Hypothetically, the Knicks could extend the Mavericks to a trade package and extend in exchange for Kidd, like basically what happened with him in Brooklyn. But New York wasn't willing to find a trade partner in Dallas. A person familiar with the Mavericks negotiation told the News the Knicks have a limited amount of draft assets after Mikal Bridges trade last year. They own their first round picks of 2026 and 2030, but there are several stipulations attached to an additional first round pick from 2026 from Washington and theirs in 2028. Most important, the Mavericks have given no indication on being willing to part with Kidd, who took Dallas to the NBA Finals and 2 Western Conference Finals in 4 seasons. He's still under contract after receiving the 2-year extension during last year's playoff run. And Kidd, though Kidd could potentially use the interest from the Knicks in future negotiations. The addition of NBA longtime assistant Jay Triano to the staff also signals Kidd's intention to remain in Dallas. According to the report in The Athletic, general manager Nico Harrison assured Triano Kidd would be the head coach. So now you seeing where it's all playing out. It's feasible to think that Knicks jobs would appeal to Kidd. He had a relationship with point guard Jalen Bronson after coaching him in Kidd's first season in 2021. He's familiar with the intensity of coaching in New York, spending their time in 2013-14 with Brooklyn. But Kidd also has a significant relationship with players in Dallas, including superstars Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis. And he's poised to have that opportunity to coach the number 1 player in the June 25 NBA draft, presumably Cooper Flagg, who Kidd has to refer to him, the young man from Duke, while praising the freshman. If the Knicks were continuing to pursue a coach whose team rejected their request, whatever. So it was in the play the whole time Jason Kidd was staying here. Dang it. Wings can't get close enough, y'all. Under 40 seconds in the third period, Wings down 64-53. But they get a bucket right there. 64-55. Institute Sobley drains a damn 3 in front of our face. 67-55. I mean, she drained it. This is for the women WNBA Commissioner's Cup game too as well. Bro, Paige ain't getting no help tonight, bro. None. She ain't getting no help. She ain't getting no help, man. Ain't nothing you can do when, Paige comes back with fresh legs. 9 of 13 from the field, 25 points. Everybody else, though, 8 points, 2 points. Enrique got 4 points. She's 1 of 9 tonight. Good Lord. 1 of 9. Maddie Surgis, 1 of 4. Just not a good shooting night from everybody in the Wings, not named Paige Beckers. As that's the end of the third quarter, Wings trail by 10 in Phoenix, down 67-57. Fourth quarter, somewhat. Can the Wings rally? Can somebody else come? Can a couple more other players come to the defense of Paige Beckers, please? Before she wants out of Dallas? No, I'm saying we got to do something. Got to do something. But yeah, with Jason Kidd still staying in the fold and he has his coaches here, let's go ahead and see that we're gonna go ahead and draft Cooper Flagg. Let's go ahead and get that out the way, and let's try to build a team that can get healthy and expect, get to know each other and what to expect from each other coming forward. I still think it's a lot of things that can go down. They should still take Cooper Flagg with the number 1 overall pick, but it's still a lot of things that can go down between here and now. But the way that the Mavericks and Nico Harrison jumped for joy when they got the number 1 pick, that was a relief off his shoulder. That was like a rebirthing that he got. It was like him being baptized, being born again. He got another chance to kind of see his vision out in a way. So I don't think they have any plans of trading the first pick. Nah, I don't see that happening. They're going to stick this out. They're going to get Cooper Flagg. They're going to be a team that believes defense wins championships. And until they can get another point guard out there to try to handle some things, that's probably what they got to do in the free off season in free agency. They're just going to be a tall, lengthy team that can cover a lot of floor on the space. And with the game being so wide open and the shot making being so far behind the 3-point arc, you need all that, bro. You'll need that. So Jason Kidd stays, which I knew. That wasn't really even a story to talk about. We knew he'd stay. We all knew this. We knew this, man. Man, y'all give me 1 second, man. Let me get just refill on some water real quick. Let me get some more H2O, man. Your boy gotta stay hydrated real quick. Y'all can watch the Wings game in the background, off the plaques real quick. You know what I'm saying? I'll be right back. Let me get some water real quick. Woo! Some of that high quality H2O. Thanks, Matt. Fourth quarter start. We done made it. That's all for the Mavs talk. Let's jump over to the gridiron. Let's jump over to the gridiron and talk some Dallas Cowboys. Oh, she hit her with the Kobe. Satu Sabally gets the rebound, brings it all the way down court. She want to put it in y'all life so bad. Why you want to do us like that, Satu? Could have stayed here, girl. Look at her. She got the rebound, and that was her whole possession. She trying to put it in their life. Make a comeback, Wings. Go get it. Good. Reset. Make a move inside. Ugh. That was a broach. Oh, but we get it back. Luckily, we get it back. So, what is really good? As y'all know, football season is basically in the works. Can't wait, in the words of Bart Scott. A lot of news going down. Them Paige Beckers again. Wings down by 8. Oh, good block. Wings down 67-59 right now. 8:41 left in the game. Come on, Wings. Wings sitting at 1-9. Good Lord. Seen better days. But now, speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, mandatory minicamp started yesterday for the crew. Lot of things to go over for Dallas Cowboys right now. Michael Parsons was in attendance. He has showed up. This is something that has went down. He's a man of his word. Y'all said he's going. Now, What will happen in the actual training camp? We don't know. We don't know, but he showed up. Y'all questioning his leadership, but he's showing up. He's showing up. He's actually doing some things out there. You know, today he actually took part on some on-field drills, so give him his props the way it should be while he's still trying to wait to get this contract out. Now, Calvin Watkins did write for the Dallas Cowboys beat writer, Dallas Morning News. He did write yesterday that they was hugged up for about 25 minutes, and Michael Parsons explained that basically it had nothing to do with the contract. They was just catching up, talking about what's going on. What pissed me off is basically the vibes I get is Jerry now want to come around and want to be about football. Now he wants to come around and talk about football and all this stuff. When really with Michael Parsons, you should be talking about that contract. That's what you need to be talking about. See, when we want you to be about business, you want to turn around and start being about football all of a sudden. And then when we want it to be all about football, your ass turn around and make it all about showbiz. God damn, Jerry. What's up, man? He all demonstrative, moving his hands, talking to Michael Parsons. Basically, he's liking the vibe that he's getting from Brian Schottenheimer and how's everybody's believing and buying in. You see a youth going in, you know, you just see a new energy, that new voice, and that's something that a lot of us Cowboys fans said that was needed because we didn't believe Mike McCarthy had a good voice anyway. And it was time for a new, he might have knew a little bit of what he was doing far as X's and O's, maybe, you know, with his experience in the NFL, but it was like, nah, bro, you're not getting this team ready to play when it matters the most. And that was basically the undoing of his job right there. A lot of people say Dak Prescott or the defense, either or. I'm just saying. Come on, man. Take care of the basketball. Wings down 11. Make that. Oh, that was a foul, though. Oh, it was a block. Never mind. Bro, the Wings are small out there. Real small. What else we got? But Michael Parsons, like I said, you over there talking to Michael Parsons in the end zone, you know, far away from the field and all that type of stuff for about 30 minutes, and you're basically yakking about everything but the contract. You mean to tell me out of all that, you didn't even say, I would like to get to talk to your agent, you know what I'm saying, and we can try to get something done. That didn't come about? Like, you talked all football, but you didn't say, you know, have your agent give me a call or let your agent know that I'm ready to, you know, do something. You didn't do none of that. You actually wanted to be all about football. You mother. Come on, bro. And what pisses me off, and I'll get more to, you know, the mini camp notes going on in there. What pisses me off about that is when you want to act like it's about fucking football now all of a sudden. Y'all know Netflix has been working with the Cowboys double time. The cheerleaders already got something going right now. Y'all can already catch it on Netflix, but coming August, there will be a 10 episode, 40 minute episode, you know, per episode for the Dallas Cowboys, basically over Jerry Jones and the glory days of the Cowboys. And I guess this is the theme of what Brian Schottenheimer is really ringing into. He's basically letting them know from the jump. He's bringing all them in to let them know about this. And I don't think that was by accident. I think it was more due to the fact that they are shooting this Netflix shit. So you want to sit over there with Micah? Yeah. This football thing is, and Schottenheimer, you sitting there talking all football. In the meantime, man, all this shit is for show, and you know it. Looking here. What? Dallas Cowboys Jerry Jones docuseries. America's Team gets Netflix release date. Netflix announced on August 19th release date for the up-and-coming Dallas Cowboys documentary series titled America's Team, The Gambler and His Cowboys. The streamer first announced the project together with Skydance Sports and NFL Films in May 2024. The news release promised the definitive story of Jerry Jones and his unique journey and transition in the Cowboys franchise, leading a historic set of players and coaches to 3 NFL titles in the 1990s and searing his imprint into the global sports business landscape. The series will comprise of what? 10 45-minute episodes and features interviews from Jerry Jones and many key figures from the Cowboys' glory days, including Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Deion Sanders, and head coaches Jimmy Johnson and Barry Switzer. Even President and Dallas resident George W. Bush is set to make an appearance in the show. You know what? Let me pull this up. Let me pull this up for y'all, because they actually got a damn trailer. I need y'all to actually see the trailer. Hold on. I haven't watched the trailer, so it's kind of why I want to watch it with y'all real quick. Let me see. Let me pull it, bitch, up. Let me see. Bingo. Let me see. Do y'all have it? Bing. Let's see. It's on YouTube anyway. But hold on. Let me close the ads. It's only 45 seconds. Let me turn the volume up. So it's only a 45 seconds trailer. But nonetheless. And you had the nerve. Why did you? Bro, this shit is stupid. I'm already not liking it. I'm not liking it for the simple fact. I'm like, bro, out of the music that y'all used for this, y'all used the Philly dude. Why? Why? That makes none sense. Okay. And Brian Schottenheimer talking about mini camp as well. But here's the trailer, yo.
This is our story.
And if you ask anybody where I live,
It's bigger than winning football games.
Dallas Cowboys.
They became America's team.
America's team.
nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. Let's go.
Do they have an idea what they're doing?
What did you prove?
Yes.
Keep them talking.
I'm all the way up.
It's a soap opera, 365 days a year.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
So I have a big problem with that, man. First of all, why are you playing Meek Mill to this? Like, are y'all like trolling? Are y'all really trolling? You play a Philly dude music over America's team. That made no sense. But as you see, I want to talk all about football with Michael Parsons and all that type stuff. Man, get your ass on. Brian Schottenheimer. As he talked.
Get a little bit of break and let their body heal and recover, but they also got
Speaking at mini camp.
that perfect balance where they're still running and moving and able to change direction. Because when we get to training camp, it's go time. I want to see these guys compete. I want to see them continue to build and stack. Really 3 good days. The fact that it's mandatory mini camp doesn't really change again the way that we practice. But I want to see. I'd say we're having an excellent off season. From the start of phase 1, when we came in here and we did all lifting and meetings, to phase 2, getting on the field and working a little bit more with fundamentals than scheme. You do more fundamentals in phase 2 because you can't really do things against the opponent. And then now coming off of OTAs and into mandatory minicamp. What mandatory minicamp has really become is it's just another couple OTAs in all reality. The biggest difference for us is we will have afternoon meetings so we can watch the film and make the corrections and things like that. But in terms of the tempo, the consistency that we've had, that needs to carry over, and the focus needs to be good. Vacation's coming, we know that, but there's still work to be done these next 3 days. At the end of the day, we're going to be judged with whether we win or lose. And the best way to win in this league is to, one, take care of the football, two, to have an incredible set of offensive and defensive linemen to control the game, whether you run it, throw it. People want to talk about numbers. You throw it 40 times, you run it 40 times. Well, it doesn't really matter. You just have to own the line of scrimmage. And then we have some really good pieces. And so we have to move those pieces around and make them hard to find. And that's when you say attack with your playmakers doing that. And then we're going to be multiple. Because I think being multiple is hard. You know, this is the best of the best in the NFL, and there's incredible coaches, incredible players, and so if we can make them have any indecision at all about what's potentially coming as a blitz on defense or as a formation run, you know, if we have any advantage because they're not sure and they're confused, then that's good for us. Because again, I think if you ask our players, they've had to deal with the wrath of Shoddy from time to time.
Oh, so he out there laying down a lot.
And my job is to prepare these guys to compete every day to try to put ourselves in a chance to win a Super Bowl. And I think part of the ability to...
And that's something he has been doing, bro. I mean, he's trying to make them compete at all levels, but him bringing in all the former Cowboys, I don't think that was him just bringing them in. I just think this is part of the Netflix series that they got going on. So Schottenheimer already, you talk about building his culture, he got to go through it the worst way because the Netflix got the cheerleading docuseries going on. Jerry is about to have one over the Americas over his past days. Now I see why Jimmy Johnson and Jimmy Johnson got cool, and he put Jimmy Johnson into the Ring of Honor all 2023 and all that bullshit. He just did that so they could make this docuseries over their glory years. You know what I'm saying? To basically take everything away from what they got going on. Maybe it could be reverse psychology. Maybe that will pump this team to be like, you know what? We do need to do something. But as far as I see it, man, please. He got to deal with those two going. Oh, and on top of that shit, you're going to be part of the Hard Knocks divisional, documentary series going on this year where the Hard Knocks is going to be over the whole NFC East.
Give criticism and have hard conversations is by having a relationship. And if I just go in and I go in on a tangent with a guy and he knows, hey, he doesn't know the first damn thing about me, and he's going to tune me out, and I'm never going to do that. And so I think you earn your ability to have these hard conversations and to make the difficult decisions that I have to make and I'm ready to make is by getting to know these guys and knowing that I do have not only their best interest but the best interest of this football team at heart, and that's never going to change.
That's Schottenheimer speaking. Oh, but you heard from Brian Schottenheimer right there, man. He sounds like a guy who's ready to hear all the extra noise that's going on in the Dallas Cowboy camp. It's something that he's got to be, cut out for. The Wings are down 85-71 right now. Under 3.5 minutes left to play. Does it look like they're going to fall to 1-10? Sheesh. Paige Beckers is the Warden P5 is out there tonight. P5 is out there tonight. She got Trey of them. She got 33. Coming back after 3-4 game delay, she got 33. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Have to hit the tweet, bud. I might as well get this ready because they still about to lose. But yeah, y'all see what I'm talking about with Jerry, bro. You know, for him to sit up there talking with Michael Parsons, acting like, yeah, we gonna just keep this strictly about football and all that stuff. Man, please, you ain't fooling nobody, because when the season's come, you're gonna be all about the glitz and glamour, man. You ain't fooling nobody, bro. Stop this foolishness. That ain't working. That ain't working, and it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. What else we got? There was something else. What y'all think about Trayvon Diggs? Trayvon Diggs is talking about he got a real lofty comeback goal set in front of him. Calvin Watkins, Dallas Cowboys beat writer writes. Cowboys Trayvon Diggs sets record straight on rehab work, reveals lofty comeback goal. Trayvon Diggs has a goal of returning from a left knee surgery sooner than expected. The Cowboys corner is currently doing rehab work at the Star and in Florida as he's recovering from surgery. I want to be back for the first game, Diggs said after Wednesday's mandatory mini camp practice. The first game is September 4th, Thursday in Philadelphia. Diggs is used to proving people wrong. Diggs said he was early, not late, not on time, but early in his return to the field. This time it's different. The surgery is considered more serious than the ACL surgery. Diggs said his rehab work is easier this time. He said he doesn't have soreness or swelling in the knee and feels he can play now. All he's allowed to do is rehab, which has become a point of contention with the Cowboys organization. Yes, Diggs is working out with his trainers, not consistently with the Cowboys training staff. Team owner Jerry Jones intimidated. What? I think he did say intimidated. Diggs' knee injury into 2024 could be a direct result of questionable rehab habits recovering from his torn ACL. Diggs said the injury he suffered last season has nothing to do with the 2023 injury. When it comes to why he's not working out with the team medical staff regularly, he feels comfortable with his people. 2 minutes left. Wings are down 89-77. Diggs' absence from offseason workouts might cost him. If he works out less than 84% of the time at the Star, which is now the case, he could lose $500,000 of his $9 million base salary. Team officials haven't decided if they plan to reduce his salary. Based on how relaxed Diggs was in the locker room on Wednesday during a spirited ping pong match between Michael Parsons and Jay Toa. It didn't seem anything much was bothering him. However, things bother him. We all know that. We know Trayvon Diggs be sensitive as fuck on social media. Talking about shit ain't bothering him. You a damn lie. We see how you get. You get tender, man. Like real talk. Diggs said he would rather let his play speak for him more than anything else. Last year he confronted a reporter following old boy from WFAA about him lacking, but they ended up getting cool. And he told him, criticize these nuts or some shit like that. But there are questions about whether he plays with a physicality, especially in the open field. His health has also taken control of the conversation more than what he can do on the field. During Diggs' rehab work away from the team, Parsons reached out to see if he was okay. He visited him in Florida, and Diggs wrote Parsons a note thanking him for the support. Parsons told him that he can become the comeback player of the year in 2025. He don't really show a lot of emotion, Parsons said. It's hard to get more than a couple of words out of him, so just that message coming out from him means a lot to me just as a friend. I'm happy that he's in a bright spot. He's doing better, and I just hope that he has the year that he wants to. I'm telling him you got to go put it in overdrive now. No more excuses. Can be. So what was his excuses? You know what I'm talking about? What was his excuses? Now, Everybody's been talking about George Pickens, the additions to George Pickens, CD Lamb having another dog on the other side at the receiver's position. How's it been going between George Pickens and Dak? Well, Calvin Watkins writes an article today as George Pickens acclimates to Cowboys or to the Cowboys. The wide receiver speed highlights work with Dak Prescott. Let's see. George Pickens is about to end the offseason comfortably. The Cowboys' new receiver is showing his speed in offseason workouts, particularly when he's on the field with CeeDee Lamb, and is getting acclimated with the offense and his new quarterback, Dak Prescott. It's getting better and better every time, Pickens said after the second day of mandatory minicamp Wednesday. Learning the plays, the more I'm here in the minutia, the minutia of how he wants to run plays. So, yeah, we're connecting for sure. The speed is the biggest thing Pickens is bringing to an offense that seeks it in a different ways. Whether it's using rookie running back Jaden Blue or with receiver Kevontae Turpin, it just makes everything clear for the QB and then faster if guys are in a zone. You show up faster, Pickens said briefly. Okay. So some good things going on. Also, Calvin Watkins writes in this one, Michael Parsons did some individual drills Wednesday practice session. Osa Odigizua did individual drills only due to a minor health issue. Joe Milton got to work with the second team in a 2-minute /7-on-7 drill. Dak Prescott had a touchdown pass to Jake Ferguson. Found rookie running back Jaden Blue to convert a 2-point conversion. Running backs Devontae Williams and Miles Sanders worked with the first team. Center guard combo Dakota Shepley got snaps at center on second team behind starter Cooper Beebe. But then it rained Tuesday night, forced the Cowboys to hold practice inside the Forest Center. Thursday is the final day of the mandatory minicamp. The Cowboys are scheduled to have their first training camp practice July 22nd. Boy, that's a while. That's a long time. That's a long time. Let me go to the Twitter sphere. Let me see what I got into the bookmark box. Remind me for later. They said they like what they got from Joe Mixon, though. They say Joe Mixon, he's still raw, but he got some stuff that can make things happen. Like I said, Page went off tonight. And it's going to go for naught. It's going to go for naught. Some biscuit. I didn't have nothing in the clip right there. But most likely as it gets going, it'll be the last day of the mini training camp. Pretty sure you'll get some more news to come out and jump out and do some things like that. So let's see how I go. But like I told you, bro, Jerry Jones ain't fooling nobody. He want to make it seem like it's all about football, but he's just really distracting from the main thing. Look, after tomorrow, Jerry Jones, your ass need to be getting on the phone and start making negotiations before July 22nd. I give it to you if you're not going to talk now. You want to see the team and do all that. But after tomorrow, until June 22nd, I don't want to hear shit about you doing anything or reporting anything unless you're saying we're negotiating with Michael Parsons right now. We're trying to get the deal done. That's all I want to hear. That's all I want to hear. Oh, let me talk Dallas Stars real quick. Almost forgot about the Stars. Now, man. As Paige Becker's got a 35-piece, 13 of 19 from the field, 5 of 7 from the 3-point line. Bruh, she came back from the concussion protocol, and they might drug test her. Bro. She went in. For damn sure. She went in like a curfew. But my take on what's going on, was the firing of Pete DeBoer justifiable? I can't say. It's 50-50 either way. Now, how do you not let a coach finish out his job after he done went to 3 straight Western Conference Finals? I do agree with that part. He deserved to finish out his job for another year. The only problem with that is how do you finish another year when you know you're going to have the expectation of Stanley Cup Finals or bust? Stanley Cup Finals or bust, and now you're kind of in a you're in a bad player relationship, coach player relationship with your franchise goalie. And then with the way you handled him, a lot of the other locker room did not appreciate that. So you mean to tell me you're going to go into a season where the expectation is final Stanley Cup Finals or bust? Your locker room is against you. That's just too much pressure, man. And I think if you would have continued to go with Pete DeBoer, though I think he deserved to finish out his contract, it would have took one losing streak, one 5-game, 6-game losing streak for the calls to be out. And they basically cut him in the middle of the season. If you're going to cut him in the middle of the season in the adversity like that, you should have did it in the beginning. That's where I can agree with it. But it's here or there. For the players to go up there and voice their opinion saying we don't like DeBoer the way he handled Jake Ottinger. Like I said, it was a problem with the Dallas Stars, and it talked about y'all not being tough enough. If that is the case, y'all kind of proved the point. Oh, he beat Jake Ottinger. We didn't like that. I show y'all not tough enough, and that shows where y'all been failing here the last 3 years in the Western Conference Finals. It is what it is. Sometimes two things can be true, and the players got to take a lot of onus on that. Jake Ottinger really got pulled because of the Stars' defense being lazy. That's bottom line. That's bottom line. They were letting Edmonton skate right past them all series. And it put Jake Ottinger in a tough situation now. Jake Ottinger could have been better, but goddamn, y'all got to keep him clean. This is the Final Four. This team, when you get to that level, and you're getting, other teams are getting past your defense in your zone like that, they're going to cash in sooner or later. And that's exactly what the Oilers did. So they got their ass whooped against Florida in Game 3, but Game 4, I think, is going to be tomorrow? So let's see what that goes down. But like I said, what went wrong for Pete DeBoer? Before Pete DeBoer, I don't even want to say it was just the Jake Ottinger situation. I honestly think, look, the last 2 years when they made it to the Western Conference Finals, you actually felt that the Stars were this close. This year after the Western Conference Finals against Edmonton, it feels like they still got they're not far away, but they're not this close no more. They're not far away, but they're a good distance away. They're a good distance away. And I think that is what basically got Pete DeBoer canned. I think that got him more canned than anything. That was a huge regression. Basically, damn near playing the same team, and you went and got better options offensively. And you came out looking like that. And then what made it worse was not only what happened with Jake Ottinger, it was just, 10 minutes into the game, I understand it was 2-0, but 7 minutes into the game, you made a panic move. So it's just a lot of things where it was the writing was on the wall. I think you could tell the writing was on the wall. And I just don't think it would have been fair to the Stars organization, us fans, the players, all y'all trying to go through knowing it's finals or bust, Stanley Cup Finals or bust expectations, and y'all not even vibing with each other in the locker room like that. And it's going to take camaraderie to do that. So knowing that wasn't going to be there, there's no trust there, and you're in the last year of your deal, that's a recipe for disaster. And I think that could have been something that could have really damaged the team more had they tried to finish that out. And let's say they fired Pete DeBoer middle of the season, or they didn't even get out the first round. I think that would have been more probably demoralizing to this franchise than them letting go of Pete DeBoer now and trying to fix some things, because they still got a lot of key places in play to make things happen. For real. That's that on the Dallas Stars. Hold on. Let me fix it. Whew, Lord, better days for the Wings, man. I'm trying to tell you. Try and tell you. Woo, 93.80. I don't know what to tell you about the Wings. Uh, 1-9, bro. Let's go ahead and talk about the Wings this post game, man. Welcome back, Paige Beckers. Now, let's just look at the team stat wise anyway. I mean, just not too much of a good shooting night from the Wings as they shot 43% from the field. The team hit 5 of 19 threes, and Paige Beckers had all of them. All of them. They were okay, decent from the free throw strike. For the Wings being undersized, they actually out-rebounded. Now, I got to watch most of this game about 4 minutes of the second quarter going in after the Rangers got their ass whooped. Then watch more, then watch the rest of it after that while we was doing the live. But, it's glad to see that, they were better on the boards. They were able to do something on the boards right there. What else we got? Ooh, hey, it's about that time. Shoot, hold on. It's about that time. Wings was down about as much as 16. They evened up the points in the paint, but what happened for them, 15 turnovers, couldn't capitalize. But really, nobody came to the party. As I miss this girl, Satu Sabli. I miss her being part of the Wings. I really do. But she had 20. She was 7 of 15 from the field. She hit a good couple of threes that basically, when the Wings were trying to make their comeback, she hit a good few shots that basically kept the Mercury in front as the Wings suffer another loss. Second quarter really doomed them. The Wings as they only put up 16 points in that quarter. Now, what really doomed them was, look, now you got to see at the end of the game, you got 3 more players to get into double figures, but it just was not a good shooting night for the rest of the Wings. Now, Paige coming off an injury with fresh legs. I mean, damn, she played 37 minutes. She played more minutes than anybody coming off an injury. What's up with that? But she went 13 of 19, hit all the threes for the Dallas Wings, went 5 of 7, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. She damn near had a perfect night. She only had 2 turnovers, 6 total rebounds, 4 assists. How y'all came up with a -12, I have no idea, but 35 points coming back off an injury. Man, that girl's going to be the truth for the future coming here. It's just going to be up to this organization and damn sure this coaching staff to make sure they keep Paige happy. And what's going to keep Paige happy is Arike Agumbawala. She got to come with it. You played 35 minutes, had 10 points, but shot 2 of 10. Damn, y'all lost by 13. Shit, you give me at least 8 more points. This can be a different game. You the other star, Arike. You got to hold it down. I know why you were 24. You got to hold it down. Hey. You got to hold that down, man. It was really just a bad shooting night for all of the Dallas Wings, not named Paige Beckers. Because, like I said, Dejournay, I keep saying her name wrong. Carrington, she went 4 of 10. Y'all got to help out, bro. 35 points, and y'all only getting 11, 10, and 10. Come on now. I like to see Maddie Surgis get some more run. I like to see her get more than 15 minutes, yo. I really would. Taja Harris did not play. You heard the little, remarks she had about Paige and shit like that. Don't like that, but I don't know what the Wings are gonna do, man. Let me edit this. I knew something was wrong. I said it and I still typed it wrong. Wings 1-10, yo. One game winning. They 1-10. this season is basically over before it even began, man. All we can hope is that Paige can continue to grow, and this ownership and this front office continue to try to do right by her. That's all you can hope for. That's all you can hope for. But I mean, it's tough times coming for the Wings. Their next matchup will be Saturday. It will be another late night game. Actually, not Saturday. It'll be Friday. Late night game against the Las Vegas Aces on ION channel. As the Wings will go on the road. Play Asia Wilson. That might be another ass whooping in store. And it'll be a late one. Rangers will be, kicking it against the White Sox. I had to move my game around, to accommodate some things going down this weekend. But yeah, I don't know what to tell y'all about the Wings right now. They're not playing good team ball. They're just in a lack of direction right now. But give them a little bit more season. What is a 42 game season? Y'all are right now at 11 games. Y'all need a hellacious win streak to come along just to, feel good about yourselves. But 1-10 right now, you're just sitting at the bottom of the barrel as they lost the WNBA Commissioner Cup game against the Wings-Mercury today, 93-80, as it was basically the return of Satu Sabli, and she didn't hesitate to basically put her former team away. So we miss you, girl, but Paige Becker's 35 points. Welcome back, baby, to the hardwood. And hopefully you can get some more contribution to come around and make some things happen. And I'm looking forward to it. So, man, that's about it, man. I done went well overdue. What we at, about an hour and a half? Yeah, we done went well overdue. Had to give y'all some action. I'm probably going to drop here another short or two, basically over these post-game actions that's going on. But, yeah, man, I want to, had to get off my chest about some things that's going on and, hopefully some better days. Like I said, the Rangers, I don't know what we'll do tomorrow. We'll probably end up doing a short. I'll probably do a short tomorrow, basically over the last two games for the Texas Rangers. I should do one over the Dallas Wings as well. It's just they're struggling so much as of right now. But since we dropped the live for content today, tomorrow the Rangers are in action at 12:10 Central Standard Time. So while everybody's at work, they'll be playing. So it basically won't be no post game after that, but I'll end up dropping me a short basically over the last two games of what happened with the Texas Rangers and so forth going from there. But that's all I got, man. That's my time, man, right there. I done went well over time, over an hour and a half. Had to just share a lot of things that's going on with y'all with football season getting ready to gear up. Y'all know that this is where we're going to try to take the channel to another level. But, baseball ain't everybody's cup of tea, but that's what we're going to have here the next couple of months until football season really gets cracking. My Dallas Wings right now, they're at the bottom of the barrel in the worst way. So it's going to be a long summer. So I'm going to need the Rangers lineup to find something to do. I'm going to need them to find something to do to make something happen so we can get to football season and hopefully we can get to better pastures at least. So, like I said, man, we wrapped it over all of DFW sports, man. I think it's some golf going on. Schefter doing something or something like that, but I ain't really too much into golf, but we can start looking up a little bit more. Why not? Because that's all you're going to have during the summer. So probably when I start jumping on live, I need to start getting my Twitch up. Like I said, we'll probably get on some game systems while, just kicking it, talking about some sports. But that's it, man. I want to, hey, man, my boy, Lil CJ, appreciate you on the hate watch with the Pacers beating the Thunder in game. What was that? Game 3 as they take a 2-1 series lead. So much up for that. Man, for anybody who catches this on the playback, man, hit that like button. Go ahead and drop a comment, man. I'm going to keep dropping DFW sports content through all spectrums. We do have a game later on this week going for the Texas Rangers. We'll end up dropping more shorts and stuff like that. So stay tuned, stay alert, hit that notification bell. You never know when you get new content or new short films put up out there by me on DFW Sports. So until then, man, it's the salute from the super fan from the DFW land. Y'all know the slogan, man. Make sure you do everything with love. We almost at the end of the week, y'all. Stay fast, man. Stay firm and go finish it off, y'all. Till then, man, do everything with love because love always wins. That's the law. With that, I'm out, y'all.
Self-made independent, ho, I'm all about my businesses. I consistently continue to bring energy and know that keep it popping like I'm full of electricity. Try to hold me out, I wish you would have the audacity. Take a reflexive, now I'm shitting on the industry. Self-made not a title, cause it's my identity. And wear it on my skin like it's a part of my ethnicity. Mary keep on blowing like instruments in a symphony. That keep a player buzzing like Twitter when you mention me. Being 100's a everyday living tendency. And ain't faced by hating, it makes me increase my intensity.